How's it going, everyone? Today I'm going to be covering a company that does not get covered all that much on YouTube. That is the company Quantum. I'm going to be reviewing the Quantum Octane, or known now as the Quantum Drive. Now, I always thought it was kind of weird that this company does not get reviewed all that much on YouTube. You see countless videos of Shimano, Daiwa, to a lesser extent Luz and Fluger, but you don't see anyone ever doing any videos on Quantum. There's only a couple other channels that I know of that have a video or two on Quantum. Blue Line Fishing, I think is the name of it. He did a video on the Quantum Smoke while out, or what is it, Blue Collar Outdoors and More. He did a video a couple years ago on the Quantum Throttle 2. Now I'm going to review that same rod, the Quantum Throttle 2. It won't be nearly as good as his reviews because his reviews are really good. So if you haven't checked out his reviews, go to his channel. He makes really good reviews. So let's get into this review then. So I just want to give a shout out to Quantum. Quantum does a great job when it comes to their reels. And I already pretty much did a review on this reel when I did the Shimano is overrated and overpriced video. But I want to just go into a little bit more detail on this reel. Well, the combo in general, because this is originally it was a $70 combo, but I got it for $50. It's actually pretty funny. There's no Quantum anywhere in this area of Texas that I live in currently, because I live in the middle of nowhere of Texas. So I saw on Dick's Sporting Goods that this combo, the Octane combo, was on sale on clearance for $50. And it was only at, or one of the only stores was actually the store in my hometown up in Michigan. I'm in the military, that's why I'm down in Texas right now. So I actually called up my buddy, his name's John Boy, and well, that's his nickname. His real name's John, but that's my nickname for him is John Boy. I actually called him up and said, hey, could you go drive 15 minutes to another city, another town, and pick this combo up for me, because I've been looking for this combo everywhere and no one had it. And he was nice enough to go out and pick it up for me and then hold it for the next 5 months until I came home that following summer. He picked it up last February. I got it in June when I came to town. So thank you, John Boy. I appreciate it. That's what good friends do, and he's definitely a good friend. He's more than a friend to, he's more than a friend. He's a brother to me. So thanks a lot. I appreciate it. So this is usually a $70 combo, but I got it for $50. Now the new drive is the same way. It's a $70 combo. The reason why I didn't get the drive was because this was 20 bucks cheaper, and I'm a cheap person. So, but the difference between the Quantum Octane and the Quantum Drive is that they are the exact same frame and everything, exact same rod. The bail, the only difference is the bail is painted red, and it comes with 9 ball bearings. That's the drive. This comes with 5 bearings. It's still a very smooth reel, but it's a 5 bearing system versus that 9 ball bearing system. So let's just go over the specs real quickly on this combo. So this is on the reel. You have 5 bearings. You have 1 on either side of your gears. You got a bearing in your line roller. You have a bearing below your rotor or your bail, whatever you want to call it, below. And then you have the anti-reverse on top. That's your 5 ball bearings. That's a good setup. Do I want a little bit more? Yes, I want bearings in my handle, but as you can see here, these bushings work pretty well. It's a pretty smooth system overall. Pretty smooth. It's not my smoothest reel, but it's a smooth reel. I'm not gonna complain about it when this was $25 for the reel and $25 for this rod. So no complaints here. So it's a 5.1 to 1 gear ratio, which is right in line with the spinning reel. That's perfect for me. And then it has a 16-pound drag system. So those are the quick specs of the reel up front. Now let's go over the rest of the reel component by component. So let's go over the drag adjuster. Look how good that drag adjuster is. I love the coloring that they chose for this. This like metallic red almost reminds me of those fishing hooks that you find that are painted red. It looks a lot like that. And I'm a big fan of it. And I love how Quantum just goes out of their way to brand their reels. You have Quantum 20, that's the size of the reel. It's equivalent to a 3000 size. And it just looks really good. Now, I already said a 16-pound drag, so let's go over the drag clicker. So the drag clicker is okay sounding. It's a little quiet. That's the one thing when it comes to Quantum that I think they need to up their game with. Lose has much better sounding drag clickers. Ozark Trail has better, the Walmart brand. When Walmart brands can beat you on drag clickers, maybe you need to up your game a little bit. But other than that, this drag system's really good. I'm a big fan of it. The drag clicker, the adjuster, is your typical adjusting click. Nothing to complain about there. So let's go over the spool. As I said in my Shimano's overrated and overpriced video, oh my Lord, does this have a nice looking spool. I love the red, metallic red on that flat black paint. It just looks so good. So no complaints again, I keep saying that. No complaints on the spool. I love the spool. So now let's go over the bail system. The bail system's another part that I really like. Really thick bail goes into a regular line roller with a bearing. It's not oversized. I prefer oversized, but for $25, I'm not going to complain. And let's listen to the piston click. It's a pretty good audible feedback. It's not the loudest. Again, Lose is louder, but this sounds good enough, and it clicks over it, and it's going to stay in place. And I have full confidence and trust in this piston clicker because it feels like the exact same one that I found or that you can find in the Quantum Throttle 2. And I've had that combo for 3 years now and it's never failed me, and I put that thing through the ringer. So that's the bail clicker, the bail wire, the bail arms themselves. I mean, that's crazy strong. I can't even bend this if I tried. So this is really strong reel. So now let's move on to the crank arm. Pretty good crank arm. It's not graphite. I know that. I don't know what type of material. It might be zinc alloy. I think that's what it is. It doesn't really feel like aluminum, but you can see they made some cutouts to try to make it a little bit lighter. I don't know if it does actually make anything lighter. You see that there. Let's see if I can get my thumb behind it so you can see it. Little cutout there. It's a good looking crank arm. I've seen better looking crank arms, but it's a good looking crank arm. And then with this knob, this is the rubberized knob with those, look at those red accents. I really love the red accents on there. And this is a grippy, contoured nicely to your thumb handle. Really good. Really, really good. For $25, figuring the 25 for the reel, 25 for the rod, this is a heck of a deal. So that's the crank arm. Now let's go into the frame itself. So one thing I didn't show you guys on the Shimano's overrated, overpriced video. Look at that branding. I mean, Quantum just goes out of their way to try to make their stuff look good. That's what I love about Quantum. Now this is, as I said in that other video, this is a unibody design, the red design. That means there's no screws on this. There's no side plate, no screws or anything. You only have a single screw back there, then you can take all your stuff out. Now, I don't know how to tear this down really all that well. I attempted some of it, but I didn't go into the gears itself. But I know it's a zinc alloy gears with main brass pinion gear or vertical gear. So it's really good for a $25 or just $50 combo overall. And just look how good this reel looks. I'm just such a big fan of the way this reel looks. It is a fantastic looking reel. And then let's continue on with the frame or the neck of this frame. I love how Quantum does this. You notice how, I don't know what this is called. You notice how this part is longer than the back? This actually pushes your reel further back onto your rod, so it gives it a more rear balance for your combo. I love that. I don't know any other companies that are doing that. I know my Lose reels don't have that. Both my Quantum reels have it. My Ozark Trail reels don't do it. I don't know. Someone leave a comment if you know if any other companies do that. I love that feature. It pushes the reel back so it has a more rear balance on your combo. I love that. So that's the reel. I'm kind of going a little fast here trying to get through this because who knows when my 11-month-old is going to wake up. So we got to get through this quickly, right? So All right, so now let's move on to the rod. The rod, I really like this rod. You got Quantum. Oh, sorry, I still got the rubber band on there. I'll take that off. You got Quantum branding, you got EVA foam, really strong EVA foam. Really strong EVA foam here, almost too dense, but it's comfortable enough. And it's got this typical, looks like a Lew's reel seat. It's very similar to the Lew's reel seat. I like it. It fills out your palm. It feels really comfortable. And then you got your graphite adjuster here with your stainless steel connector. It's really solid. I have not felt like this is going to break on me or anything. And then let's go on to the rest. You got these little red accents here. You got Quantum Octane. Let's see if it looks better. I did this on my other rod review. Yeah, there we go. Quantum Octane, IM7. Quantum, just look how good that looks. It looks so good. I'm a big fan of it. And then these guides. Again, this is gonna be hard to try to get this to come through. Got these a little bit thicker guides. I have to admit, they are a little bit thicker, but then they go into, at the very end here, look at these. These are micro guides. I was not expecting that when I received this combo. I like and dislike micro guides. I like micro guides when I am doing finesse fishing and I'm using lighter weight line, like 6 to 8 pound braid with a 6 pound leader on it with the crazy Alberto knot. That's fine. It was slide right through those guides like nothing. But if you're doing anything larger than that, if you're using like 20, 30 pound braid, do not use this reel or this rod. It will bang against these micro guides here at the end. So you have to be aware of that. This is more of a finesse type spinning reel or spinning combo. Also too, you have to take into account your fisheries. Are you gonna be fishing in an area where there's a lot of muck, weeds, stuff like that? It may get caught in those micro guides. So depending on the fishery I go to, I will specifically not bring this rod if I know my fishery is gonna be really overgrown with weeds and there's gonna get a lot of muck on there. Right now, what I have on this reel is 10 pound Power Pro, and when I have it actually fully hooked up, I have 8 pound Ozark Trail leader on it, and it flies through the guides just perfectly. So I haven't had any issues with that. So you can go up to 10 pound and 10 pound braid and 8 pound mono. You'll be fine. I don't recommend going above that. So this rod, I haven't said it yet, is a IM7 rod blank. It's a 6'6" medium weight fast action, and it is a perfect rod in my opinion. It's really light. It's really sensitive. I can detect the slightest of bites, and it has caught me a lot of fish in the 2 months that I've been using this rod. So I have no complaints when it comes to this rod. And it's a 2-piece. I don't know, well, it's actually hard to come off. It's a really good connector. It's a 2-piece. I am a big fan of 2 pieces because I'm in the military, and guess what the military does? We move a lot. So we need 2-piece rods. When I move or when I go home once a year up to Michigan to do some good fishing in comparison to here in Texas, I know I'm gonna make some Texas people mad, but the part of Texas I live in currently, it's not good. It's 107 degrees out there, so the bass aren't biting. But even when the weather is good, the fishing just is not great in this area. I'm in the middle of nowhere, Texas, where any body of water is a man-made lake, so not great. But anyway, so when I go home to Michigan, I want to have a 2-piece so it's easier to just travel with. So that's all I have for you guys. I give this rod and reel combo my full recommendation, especially the newer version, the Drive. If you guys want to spend $20 more, if you can even find this, for $50 at Dick's. I know they're running low on their inventories. They may already be out. But if you want to spend $70 on this combo for the Drive, 9 more bearings and the bale's painted red and the rod's exactly the same, for 70 bucks, I'm still all on board for this combo. For 50 bucks, I'm even way more on board for the Octane. So that's all I have. I'll see you guys next time, all right?